Shedeur Sanders will be starting for the Cleveland Browns this weekend. Good luck, Shedeur.
There you go, Shedeur.
Now, this will be a full week with the offense being kind of shifted around what Shedeur does well, what Shedeur likes, what Shedeur doesn't like. He will be getting the reps with all the starters, including, offensive line, but more importantly, wide receivers, everybody, the timing of things. Him and Stefanski will be able to watch film together.
I don't think there's any Cleveland Brown fan that will be excited next year if starting opening day, Deshaun Watson's the quarterback there. And maybe Deshaun needs a change of scenery, but I don't think he's going to be successful there in Cleveland. And so what's the one piece on the chessboard we have left? Shedeur Sanders.
What does this look like when he does get an opportunity? Because I think a lot of people, you in the stomping grounds out there, you might get a chance to see him play up close and personal, because it looks like one of the best opportune times to make the switch, it will be after this week, because
Shedeur Sanders is officially starting for the Cleveland Browns this Sunday. Yeah, you heard that right. The fifth-round pick, Coach Prime's son, the guy everyone's been debating about for months. He's getting the QB1 job against the Raiders. And let me tell you something. This isn't just another rookie getting thrown into the fire. This is the most talked about quarterback prospect since his dad was playing. But here's what nobody's telling you. This could either be the start of something legendary, or it could be the moment that breaks the internet for all the wrong reasons. Because when you're a Sanders, there's no in-between. You're either the hero or the villain. And by Monday morning, we're all going to know which one Shedeur is.
Like being 100% serious. Like, think about the situation that Shedeur got dropped into, and everybody that didn't really know how like a week to week works in a team was like, he has no idea what he's doing. It's like, yeah, that's backup quarterbacks getting dropped into games. Insanity in my eyes. You got to be very good. That's why normally these backup quarterbacks stick around for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's like a position. You're doing homework. You're able to execute every offense against your defense that you need to give looks for. And also, if you've been standing around for 3.5 hours in the freezing cold.
Why isn't Shedeur number 2?
Let's go ahead and elevate another rookie to be the backup support role for your number 1 rookie. And by the way, your backup support role rookie also wants the job of the guy who's starting and really has no inclination to help him, doesn't know the offense better than him. What can Shedeur really offer in a number 2 role other than more garbage from the Shedeur fanatics out there?
If Dillon Gabriel just comes out and plays normal young quarterback football, everybody's going to lose their minds. Short of Dillon Gabriel coming in and throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, nobody's going to shut up ever.
I'm telling you right now, if you had taken that spot from Dillon, the guy backing up Shedeur Sanders this week would be Joe Flacco. Nobody from any other media outlet would be sitting there going, why isn't Dillon Gabriel number 2 on the depth chart? But because it's Shedeur, we have to hear it. And this is what he invited all along. All this is doing right now, I think, is proving why teams stayed away from him in the NFL draft. And frankly, it looks wise.
Let's break down what's actually happening here, because this is bigger than just rookie gets a start. This is a full organizational shift. The Browns are literally reshaping their entire offense around what Shedeur does well. We're talking about Kevin Stefanski, the same guy who's won Coach of the Year, sitting in a film room with a 5th-round rookie, going through plays, adjusting the playbook, figuring out timing with the receivers, working on protections with the offensive line. You know what that means? That means the Browns believe in this kid. Not just, let's see what happens believe. Real, genuine, this could be our guy believe. And here's the thing that's driving people crazy on social media right now. Just a couple days ago, most casual fans found out that backup quarterbacks don't get the red carpet treatment in NFL buildings. They're there, they have a job, they're part of the team, but it's the starters team. Everything revolves around QB1. The practice reps, the film sessions, the offensive game plan, it's all designed for one guy. But now that guy is Shedeur Sanders. Think about what he's been dealing with. He gets drafted in the 5th round, which, let's be honest, was already disrespectful given his tape, and he's immediately thrown into the backup role. No first-team reps, no real preparation for actual game speed, just scout teamwork, holding a clipboard and watching someone else run the offense he's supposed to learn. And now, they're asking him to be ready this weekend against an NFL defense with Max Crosby coming off the edge.
It's like so many details that it takes for me, to feel my best and play my best. And I'm doing everything in my power, and the team's doing everything, to help me get prepared.
Shedeur, as you've worked behind the scenes, obviously we haven't gotten to see you at practice since training camp, but what are you most proud of, I guess, with your development so far, and where do you feel like you've grown?
I'd say mentally, emotionally. I know this is a trending topic that my house got broken into.
Let me tell you what the haters are saying right now, because trust me, they're loud. He's not ready. 5th round pick for a reason. Nepotism, baby, getting opportunities he doesn't deserve. He's going to get exposed at the NFL level. And honestly, I get it. I understand the skepticism. Because here's the brutal truth about being a backup quarterback in the NFL. It's one of the hardest jobs in football to actually succeed at when your number gets called. You're standing on the sideline for 3.5 hours in freezing cold weather watching someone else play. You're not getting a feel for the game. You're not experiencing the flow, the rhythm, the adjustments that are happening in real time. And then suddenly, bam, you're supposed to go out there and operate at the most important position in sports like you've been doing it all day. It's insane when you really think about it. That's why veteran backups like Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Marcus Mariota, these guys stick around forever because they've been there. They know how to handle that situation. They've started games before. They understand NFL speed. They can step in and at least give you a chance. But a rookie backup quarterback who hasn't had live reps, who hasn't dealt with real pressure, who hasn't had to make real-time adjustments against disguised coverages and exotic blitzes, that's a whole different story. And look, the NFL experts aren't exactly sugarcoating it either. One former coach said it straight up. Having a rookie backup quarterback is the worst position you can be in as a coaching staff. You're basically hoping for the best, but preparing for chaos. Chapter 3. So yeah, the doubters have ammunition. They have reasons to question this. And if this goes sideways on Sunday, if Shedeur struggles, if he throws picks, if he looks overwhelmed, Monday is going to be ugly for him on social media.
I mean, the arm talent is very real. So, what Shedeur takes a lot of hits, gets right back up. There's a lot of great in Shedeur's game. Now, being able to understand the comprehensive defense and the blocking and where your guys are going to probably lean to as opposed to actually being and all that type of shit, it's like we have no idea if Shedeur's able to do that. That's the biggest difference, right? In baseball, it's like, can you hit the curveball? That separates you from being major versus in football, at quarterback, it's like, can you figure out?
Now, let me flip this around and tell you why everyone writing Shedeur off right now might end up looking foolish by Sunday night. First of all, the arm talent is real. We're not talking about a guy who got by on athleticism in college. We're talking about someone who can make every throw on the field. The velocity, the accuracy, the touch on deep balls, it's all there. You can't teach what Shedeur has naturally. Second, and this is huge, the kid is tough. He took hits all through college and popped right back up. He's not afraid of contact. He's not scared of the moment. And when you think about his life, how could he be? This dude has been under a microscope since 8th grade. Every throw analyzed, every game dissected, every mistake magnified because of who his father is. He's literally lived his entire football life as a big moment. The pressure of an NFL start? That might actually be more comfortable for him than it would be for most rookies. Third, let's talk about the matchup. The Raiders. Now, don't get me wrong, Max Crosby is a problem. That man is one of the best edge rushers in football, and he's going to be hunting Shedeur all game long. That's a legitimate concern. But here's the reality. If you're drawing up a dream scenario for a rookie quarterback's first start, this is pretty close to it. The Raiders are struggling. Their defense has holes. And while Max Crosby might get his stats, might get 15 sacks and force 8 fumbles, there's a very real chance the Raiders still lose this game by 50. That's not disrespect. That's just where they are as a team right now.
they're doing on the other side, and how quickly can you do that, and what does that information do for you? Like, everybody obviously talks about, well, if you're a great athlete, you can be a quarterback or whatever. It's like, maybe in college. In the NFL, you have to know what the hell's going on, and your football IQ is going to be on display. This is the highest level for a reason. So it's like, what is Shedeur's football IQ, I guess, is going to be found out here. And I'm not saying that we know week one, but like, that's the difference. His arm talent's there. His toughness is there. We assume he's not scared of the big moment because his life is literally just a big moment all the time. He's being.
But let me be real with you for a second, because this is where it gets interesting. All the physical tools in the world don't matter if you can't process what's happening on the other side of the ball. In baseball, they talk about, can you hit the curveball? That's what separates AAA from the majors. In football, at the quarterback position, it's, can you read NFL defenses? Can you diagnose what they're showing you pre-snap? Can you adjust protections? Can you recognize when they're bluffing? Can you process information at NFL speed and make the right decision in 2.5 seconds? Because here's the thing. You can be the greatest athlete in the world, but in the NFL, at quarterback, you have to know what's going on. Your football IQ is going to be on full display every single snap. This is the highest level for a reason. So the million-dollar question is, what is Shedeur's football IQ? And honestly, we don't know yet. We haven't seen him in a real NFL game. We haven't seen him adjust to a defensive coordinator making in-game changes. We haven't seen him handle the mental side when things start going wrong. That's what makes this Sunday so fascinating. Now, here's where I'm going to push back on the narrative a little bit, because I think people are underestimating what Shedeur brings to the table mentally. This isn't some guy who relied purely on talent in college. He played in big games. He made reads. He went through progressions. He showed the ability to process information quickly. And most importantly, he was coached by Shedeur Sanders, who you can say whatever you want about, but the man knows football. He knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level, and he's been preparing Shedeur for this moment his entire life. Does that guarantee success? Absolutely not. But it means Shedeur isn't walking into this blind.
Quarterbacks stick around for a long time because it's like a position. You're doing homework. You're able to execute every offense against your defense that you need to give looks for. And also, if you've been standing around for 3.5 hours in the freezing cold, watching something else, you have to be able to put your bat, you have to go out there right now. And most important position right now. And you're going to get blindsided and you have no feel for how this game has gone. So backup quarterback sucks, I would say. There's a lot of people that want that job. But I think that is a very difficult job to succeed in.
And let's not forget, Kevin Stefanski is calling plays for him. Stefanski isn't a bad offensive mind. Actually, he's pretty damn good. He's creative, he understands how to scheme guys open, he knows how to design plays that give his quarterback easy completions to build confidence. If there's any coach you'd want for a rookie quarterback's first start, Stefanski is definitely in that conversation. They've got a full week together now. Film sessions, practice reps with the starters, timing routes with the receivers. Shedeur is going to get actual preparation for the first time as an NFL QB1. That matters. That matters a lot. Can we also talk about how perfect the storylines are for this game? Shedeur versus the Raiders, the team that had a chance to draft him and passed. Tom Brady, who has ownership stake in the Raiders and a relationship with the Sanders family, watching this go down. The entire football world tuning in to see if the hype is real or if he's going to crumble. This game was supposed to be one of the worst matchups of the NFL weekend. Browns versus Raiders, nobody was circling that on their calendar. But now, this might be the most watched game on Sunday. Every play is going to be clipped, every throw is going to be analyzed, every mistake is going to be blown up on social media. And you know what? That's exactly the stage Shedeur Sanders was born for. All right. Let me give you my honest prediction, because I know that's what you're here for. I think this game is going to start rocky. I think Shedeur is going to be nervous. Not scared, but that natural rookie jitters that comes with your first NFL start. I think there might be an early interception or a fumble that makes everyone on Twitter go, "See, I told you so." But here's where it gets interesting. I think Shedeur is going to settle in. I think Stefanski is going to dial up some plays that get the ball out quick, let him build some confidence with completions. I think the Browns' offensive line, which is actually pretty solid, is going to give him enough time to let that arm talent show up.
for me, up front, like how well can he set protections? How well can he be protected? And then that's when you can see the true talent of a quarterback. We see it happen all the time when people go to certain places. It's like, okay, this guy stinks. But Daniel Jones, for example, like he was under duress for his entire career in New York, and then he gets here and has a full competent offense surrounded by some talent, and he looks like a complete different quarterback. So it'll be start number one, in the middle of the season, which is always tough. But I'm excited to see how he figures it out.
And I think by the end of the game, we're going to see flashes of why the Browns are excited about this kid. Will he be perfect? No. Will there be mistakes? Absolutely. But I think he's going to show enough to make people say, okay, there's something here. Because here's what the haters don't want to admit. Shedeur Sanders is talented. Really talented. And when you combine that talent with a full week of preparation, a good offensive mind calling plays, and a favorable matchup, there's a real chance this goes better than people expect. Now, all of that being said, let me be very clear about something. This entire game hinges on the offensive line. If Shedeur is under constant pressure, if Max Crosby is living in the backfield, if he's getting hit on every dropback, it doesn't matter how talented he is. It doesn't matter how good his football IQ is. It doesn't matter how well Stefanski calls plays. You cannot succeed as a quarterback when you're running for your life. We've seen it happen over and over again. Talented quarterbacks go to teams with bad offensive lines, and suddenly they look terrible. Daniel Jones is the perfect example. Dude was getting destroyed in New York his entire career. Looked like he couldn't play. Then he goes somewhere with an actual competent offense, some protection, some weapons around him, and he looks like a completely different player. So for Shedeur, job number one is going to be setting protections, understanding where the pressure is coming from, making quick decisions, getting the ball out on time. If he can do that, if the Browns can protect him, then we get to see the real Shedeur Sanders, the guy who can sling it, the guy who's not afraid to attack downfield, the guy who has it. But if the protection breaks down, if he's scrambling and getting hit and having to make plays off script right away, that's when things could get ugly fast. Look, I want to be straight with you. There's a very real possibility this doesn't go well. Rookie quarterbacks struggle all the time. And the situation Shedeur is in, being a fifth-round pick, being a backup who didn't get real reps, being thrown into a start mid-season, that's one of the hardest positions you can be in as a young quarterback. The odds aren't exactly in his favor. But you know what? That's what makes this so compelling, because if he somehow figures it out, if he goes out there and balls, if he shows the world that he belongs, that's a story nobody will forget. And even if he struggles, even if it's rough, we're going to learn something about who Shedeur Sanders is as a player and as a competitor. Because it's easy to look good when everything is perfect. The real test is how you respond when it's hard, when people doubt you, when the moment is big and the pressure is on. That's when you find out what someone is really made of. Here's what I know for sure. Monday morning is going to be insane on social media. If Shedeur plays well, people are going to be talking about him being a steal in the 5th round. They're going to be questioning why he fell that far in the draft. They're going to be hyping him up as the next big thing. If he struggles, the haters are going to come out in full force. Overrated, system quarterback, only got opportunities because of his name. Told you he wasn't that guy. There's no middle ground with Shedeur Sanders. There never has been, and there definitely won't be after Sunday. But you know what? I think that's exactly how he wants it. I think he'd rather have everyone watching, everyone talking, everyone having an opinion than be just another 5th-round pick that nobody cares about. Because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders was never meant to be average. He was never meant to quietly work his way up. That's not who he is. That's not the life he's lived. He's a Sanders, and Sanders don't do anything quietly. So here's the bottom line. Shedeur Sanders is getting his shot against the Raiders in front of the entire football world, with Max Crosby hunting him, with doubters everywhere, with pressure that would crush most rookies. And you know what? I'm here for it. Because regardless of what happens Sunday, this is going to be must-watch television. Every throw matters. Every decision matters. Every play is going to tell us something about whether Shedeur Sanders is the real deal or just another prospect who couldn't hack it at the NFL level. My gut tells me he's going to surprise people. My gut tells me the talent is real, the toughness is real, and the preparation is going to show up. But I could be totally wrong. That's what makes this so fun. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What do you think happens Sunday? Is Shedeur about to announce himself to the NFL world, or is he about to get humbled by the highest level of football? And more importantly, will the Browns stick with him regardless of how this game goes, or is this a one-game audition before they move on? Drop your predictions in the comments below because I want to hear what you think. Are you Team Shedeur or Team Doubt? And don't forget to smash that subscribe button because Monday's breakdown video is going to be legendary, no matter what happens. Let's see what Shedeur Sanders is really made of. This Sunday is going to define Shedeur Sanders' NFL career before it even really starts. And whether you love him or hate him, you're going to be watching. We all are, because that's what the Sanders family does. They create moments you can't look away from. So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the comments with your hottest takes. Let's get it.